Hi Amy, hi Braden, Tyson from Subaru Prince George here. Congratulations, welcome to the Subaru family. Normally I'd spend a whole bunch of time going through the vehicle with you hands-on, but I figured I'd also make you this video overview. Now this is a red touring Ascent, so same as yours, just a different color. So one of my favorite things about the Ascent, proximity key. So don't know if you can see it in the camera, but there's 3 buttons. The top one here, that's lock. Hit it once, lights go on and it locks. The Subaru logo is unlock, press it once, it does driver, twice does everything. And the 3rd button down here is your trunk release. So power gate, press and hold, up it comes, and then that's panic. So that sets off your lights and alarm. Now, to do the power door, you can do it from the driver's seat, the key fob, or the door itself. Now, the door button is, I guess right here. So essentially right underneath this star, lines up, it's right there. Backup camera's here if you ever need to clean it. So with the 3rd row up, really a decent amount of storage room. In the back here, we have a 12-volt outlet for all of your charging needs, portable coolers, you end up going to the lake, have an inflatable, and you plug in the pump there, something like that. Cargo light comes on whenever the door is open. You can turn it off if you don't want that on. These silly things are grocery bag hooks. Now, I thought they were kind of gimmicky when I first started working here. I can assure you they work exceptionally well. I was surprised. Now, the seats in the 3rd row, headrests pop up. All 3 of them do. And to put it down, just a button like your regular, and it slides down. To fold the seats down for more storage, you lift and you push. This seat belt that retracts into the roof, now I'm sure this is probably going to require 2 hands on my part, so bear with me. You can see that little red slot right there. Essentially what you do is take this end of the key or something else similar size, and you push it in, and that piece pops out, and you can actually put it into the roof there, and it'll kind of lock in place. Again, probably easier with 2 hands, but it hangs there, and then when you put the other seat down, you have an unobstructed view from the rear to your back window. Now, underneath here, we've got a cargo tray. That actually pops out, that little floor piece pops up, and it fits in the squares. So then you pull it, and it locks in these locations here and here. So it hides everything pretty much from the top of the seats down. Very, very handy. Keeps your groceries a little better insulated. So also down here, we've got all of our spare tire stuff. So in here, this pops up. We've got part of it in there, and there's a container there with the jack. So hopefully you'll never need that. You've got the Roadside Assistance for that, so they'll come and change your tire or bring you fuel if you manage to run out, you need a boost, or you somehow manage to lock your keys in the Ascent, which you should not be able to do. Now, it is a power door. You can lock everything from here too. Or if out of habit you go and grab manually and start pulling, it'll power assist and take over. So you can't wreck it. In the 2nd row, captain's chairs. To get into the 3rd row, if you're going to use it, there's a couple ways. You can either walk through the middle here, or there's this lever right here. The seat leans forward, it slides, and that's a step to get into the 3rd row, if you need to use that. Now, in the 2nd row, that's our climate control for the 2nd and 3rd rows. Now, the thing that I like about the Ascent climate control, the 2nd and 3rd rows are vents out of the ceiling, so you actually get that temperature faster. It's not out from underneath the driver's and passenger seat. It takes a long time for that to happen, but you can turn it on, you can turn it off. You get to choose where the airflow is kind of coming from, the temperature, the fan strength. Now, you can lock people out in the 2nd row and just control it from the front if you'd like. We have 2 USB ports and more cup holders, in addition to the cup holders in the doors, the bottle holders down there, and of course the panoramic sunroof moonroof combination. Now, with the proximity key, you never need to take the key out of your purse or your pocket. So long as it's on your person within about 3.5, 4 feet of the door, you can see the lines. I just locked it. Now, I walk back, step away, I walk back up, put my hand in the handle, and I've just unlocked it. So very easy to use. When you grab the driver door, it'll only unlock the driver door. We can change that in the settings to make it do all of them. Very easy to do that. So power windows, locks, mirrors, as you would expect. This is our mirror adjustment. If it's twisted to the left, you move it up, down, left, right. It does the driver's side mirror. Twisted to the right, it does the passenger mirror. The middle position is neutral. You can't move it. Window lock, all important window lock. Your power driver's seat. And let me get the key out of my pocket so I don't sit on it. So this key can be anywhere. I always put it in the cup holder just because I don't want to forget it's in my pocket. My foot's on the brake and the light comes on. If my foot's not on the brake, light goes off. On it comes. So down here we have some buttons on the left-hand side. So the top left button is how you open the power liftgate. And it opens. You can close it the same way. This button turns on all of the lights on the inside. So even the ones in the very back, and I can turn them off. Just from that. That's a new feature for 2020. This memory button here, you can set the height of the Ascent door to only open to X height. So if you park in a garage or a low carport and the door opens and will be touching the roof or something at max open height, you can change that. Very easy to do that. I can send you a video of that as well if that's something you want to look into. The scroll wheel does the brightness for the gauges, and it won't make a difference right now just because it's not dark out, but that's your brightness for your gauges. This is traction control, stability control, so it's always on unless you turn it off. When you turn it off, on the right hand side you get that little orange off light. Can't really think of a time where you'd need to turn it off. This one down here, this is your blind spot detection cross traffic alert. So when I turn it off, it says off. When I turn it on, the lights on the insides of the mirrors illuminate to let you know someone's there. Now, that will illuminate on the corresponding side if someone is in your blind spot. So if someone's racing up the left lane, gonna be in your blind spot in a second, it'll illuminate the left one. If you're driving and someone's passing you on the right, it'll illuminate that one. Very, very handy. Does not eliminate shoulder checking, but it sure does help. Headlights, fog lights, you've got auto setting, or you can drive around with them on all the time. It's not like the old ones where when you shut off the vehicle, they'd stay on. If you have it turned on, shut off the vehicle, after 30 seconds or so, it'll shut down. Fog lights, extra visibility. I always drive with mine on. They're not like the old ones where you'd be blinding someone with yellow light. So it's just better visibility for you and everyone else out there. The left-hand side of our steering wheel kind of deals with our audio controls, our Bluetooth. That's how you do voice commands. Source switches from AM to FM to CD to satellite radio. This is accept call. This is decline or hang up. This, of course, does volume, and these two switch between presets or switches to the next song on a CD or your audio device. These three down here, these two arrows, will change the small screen. So you go from fuel economy to digital speedometer to time running versus distance traveled, fuel economy for trip A, trip B, and then you can go in, you hold up the middle one, and you can change some of the settings, screen settings, warning volumes, the eyesight system, rear assist braking, the vehicle settings, so we'll go in there, the keyless entry system, the defogger, interior lights. There's lots of things to change if you want. Now, you can't mess anything up. You can just go back to default settings. So feel free, play around with it. If something changes and you're not a fan of it, you can't figure out how to fix it or put it back to normal, just give me a shout, an email, a call, a text. I am more than happy to help you figure that out. It's not buy a car, see you later. I'm here to help you long term. This is our adaptive cruise. So when I turn on cruise, we get an image of the Ascent. You can see there's 4 bars ahead of it. If I can reduce the bars to all the way to 1, 4 is the max. Now, after I set the cruise control speed by pulling down, the 3 lines right there will actually tell you what speed you're set to, and you will follow the vehicle ahead of you at a set distance. At about 100 kilometers an hour, you'll be about 150 to 180 kilometers behind the vehicle ahead of you. Very, very handy for long trips. If you don't want to use the adaptive cruise, want regular, press and hold and you can see that it just switched to regular cruise control. To switch it back, it's the same thing. Hit the same button, either the up or the down, and it goes back to the adaptive. This button right here is our lane keep assist. So the icon pops up to the right of the cruise control one, and you can see the lines on either side of the follow distance have illuminated gray. When the eyesight cameras here and here can see the lines on the road above 60 kilometers an hour, the corresponding side will illuminate white. And then if you get close to that, it'll actually give you gentle steering input to put you back off of the line. So it's not autonomous driving. You can't take your hands off and expect it to drive you all the way home. It's meant for longer distance driving where you're fatigued and you find yourself kind of going back and forth in your lane a little bit. Oh, something else I can show you. Wipers here. So if you need fluid on the front, pull and hold towards you. If you just want one miss setting sort of thing, you just do tap up on it once. The intermittent speed is 1 down. Then we go slow, and then we go fast. To do the back one, it's just a twist knob. And then to make it use fluid, you press and hold it all the way forward. Easy to do. We do also have paddles, downshift and upshift, if you want to do manual shifting, kind of like a manual, just without a clutch. I like it for using the downshift to go down hills, so you don't use your brakes as much. Up top, little information screen. We can change it with the info button, but it's got our thermometer, our fuel economy, our time, which is definitely wrong. Needs to be reset. But fuel economy, average speed during this trip, and then nothing. I personally like the estimated distance to empty. And that's just me. Nice 8-inch display screen. So this is kind of where you set everything up. So we were talking about settings for the door. So you've got general sound, phone, and vehicle. So lots of the settings are in vehicle. Clock adjustments, manual. Interior light stays on for 30 seconds. The keyless entry system, driver door unlock. So we go driver door unlock, and right now it's set to just unlock the driver door when you grab the driver door. You can make it so all the doors unlock. If you grab the passenger door, all of the doors unlock when you grab the passenger. That's just how it comes from factory. There's no changing that. If you don't like the hazards going off or the small audible chirp when you do it, you can disable those. We've got the defogger. So typically it runs for 15 minutes. You can run it continuously if you would like. Auto light sensor. Now this is one that I typically change. I go up to the max setting. That means that your light sensor is more sensitive, your headlights will come on earlier and shut off later. Again, just better visibility for others and yourself. And then phone, you can add a device. Ashley's phone's hooked up to it. We can actually remove that. We'll delete that. But really easy to hook up a device. I can show you that here in a second. But you hit home. We also have apps. So apps, you have things Starlink, AHA, which is a music streaming service you subscribe to. Sirius Travel Link, which is part of the 3-month trial to SiriusXM, does traffic, weather, that kind of stuff. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are grayed out because we don't have something hooked up to the USBs. Got to use a decent cord. You can't use a dollar store cord for that. So if we wanted to hook up a phone, essentially we go to settings in your phone, select Bluetooth, and you go to available devices. We click yes, we want to add a device, and Subaru BT should show up. You select it, you'll get the pin matching, you hit pair on your phone, you hit confirm on the screen, and then you'll get a couple other prompts like downloading your phone book and allowing contacts. You'll want to do that, so if someone calls you and they're in your phone book, it'll tell you who it is, or you can use the voice commands and say, hey, call Tom's cell, and it'll do that. It is a learning voice system, so it can be rather frustrating at first, but again, I can help you with anything regarding that if it becomes troublesome for you. So we do have these tactile buttons below. Our volume is here. You can tune and scroll through the radio there. We still offer a CD player, which I know is huge for a lot of people. When you hook up your phone to Bluetooth, that'll be under media, and you'll just select Bluetooth, or if you hook up through the USBs or the CD, it's all under the media. This is the climate control system. So it is 3 zones. So this is driver, this is the second and third rows, that's passenger. So right now, it's all synced together on low. So I'm just gonna adjust the passengers, easy to do. Now, if I wanna change the rear, You go to rear control, you press it, and then you can adjust it from either the passenger or the driver's side. Now, we'll say you have passengers and they're messing with it a lot. You just press and hold, and the little lock icon comes up and they can't do anything about it. To turn it off, it's just press and hold again. This is your fan strength, and you can see the fan reduces there as I go to the left, increases as I go to the right. Mode is a push button and will change where the air is coming from, the severity of it. Now, if you just want front defrost, that's where it is. Sync will put all of them back to the same. We're going to turn that down. That's your heated mirrors and heated rear window. If the AC light comes on its own, don't worry, even if you have it set to warm, it's not making the warm air cold. It's taking moisture out of the air so that your windows don't fog up. So if you notice it's getting foggy in the winter, people in the back are breathing hard and the back windows are fogging up, turn on the AC. It'll help a lot. Obviously, we want it recirculating inside for the cold air right now. And then we have 3 stages of heated seats for both the driver and the passenger. So quite nice. And they warm up really fast. Down here beside your USB and auxiliary, we have AVH, which is like a brake holder for drive-throughs or heavy traffic. So when you turn on the system, you can see on the right it says AVH. If you're sitting in drive and the little circle with the 2 lines pops up underneath the AVH letters, you can take your foot off the brake and it will hold the brake for you. There's certain circumstances where it won't work, so you can't just guarantee that when you come to a stop it's gonna apply. You have to look and make sure. This is X mode, which is kind of like 4x4 low for a pickup, so it's for that really rough, gross stuff, under 40 kilometers an hour speed travel sort of thing. So when you turn it on, X mode pops up, you get the little downhill assist guy, and you get the rough terrain mode icon. Really easy to tell. If you go above 40 kilometers an hour, it kicks itself out. You can't damage anything with it. Really easy to use. Now this big back screen here, when you put it in reverse, backup camera automatically pops up. It shows you the top of your bumper so you have something to relate to. Rear assist braking is on, so that's the backup sensors in the rear bumper. They'll actually apply the brakes if you're faster than 1 kilometer an hour, less than 15, and it thinks you're gonna hit something in reverse. It's terrifying when it works. I've demoed it several times. It stops you hard. Right there, that's your parking sensors. So if you don't like them, don't want them on, it's just push and hold, and it grays out, shuts off. Turn it back on, press and hold, it's back on. When you turn the steering wheel, shows you where you're going to end up if you keep your wheel turned that way. Nice for backing into parking stalls. And green is good, yellow's close. Red and the horizontal line there is about as close as you want to get to something while still being able to open up your rear hatch. We have an electronic parking brake in this, so to activate it, you pull up on it. And you get the little red P up there for park. To shut it off, you push down. Didn't go off. It's because my foot wasn't on the brake. So in order to turn it off, you must depress the brake, then you push down. You can actually feel it come off, and I don't know if you could hear it in the video, but it was a slight kind of whining sound as it disengaged. Now, my favorite feature in any vehicle ever is the auto dimming mirror. So if some jerk has his high beams on behind you in the middle of the night, there's no switch to flick, it automatically dims. Your side mirrors also dim. It's awesome. And if you have a garage door or you visit someone regularly with a garage door, house sit, something like that, you can hook up to 3 garage doors to this mirror. Very easy. It's in the owner's manual. The process is different depending on the door that you're hooking it up to. Up here with the sunglass storage, we also have a spy mirror. So you can have a conversation or check people or packages, something in the back without having to turn around. They stole that from a van idea. It's great. Sunroof controls are here. This is for tilt. You can see it tilts. To put it back down, you pull forward, and then if you wanted to go all the way back or go back, you pull back and it goes up and starts going. And you can stop it at any point. This one to the right of it is the power shade. And you can stop that at any point as well. So if you're in the front, you want the sunroof, the light, people in the back don't, easy to do that. And then we have our auto braking, auto emergency braking, and our lane sway. So that's the one that signals and beeps at you if you start changing lanes without signaling. That one does the auto braking, so if the person ahead of you hammers the brakes, you're not paying attention, and it thinks you're going to hit someone else, it'll try to stop the collision. And again, that uses these 2 cameras, and it'll let you know if the window's dirty, you need to clean it, sort of thing. It'll say, hey, eyesight's obstructed, so just make sure you keep your window clean, if at all possible. So that's kind of a more in-depth overview of the 2020 Subaru Ascent Touring. I'm Tyson from Subaru of Prince George. I'll talk to you soon. If you have any questions anytime, feel free, reach out, call, text, email me. And I'm going to put a bunch of other links to Subaru videos for Ascent technology in the description below if you want to check those out. Congratulations again. Talk to you soon.